Hello guys, bersama saya lagi dalam Alright Noper Channel. So inilah dia Perdana Menteri kita bekerja tanpa henti, ya. Dan seperti mana yang kita tahu, PMX Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim juga ya tidak menerima gaji sebagai Perdana Menteri maupun ya sebagai Menteri Kewangan. Mungkin sahabat semua anda tidak tahu, Ketua Pembangkang juga menerima gaji yang hampir sama sebagai Perdana Menteri. Tapi apa yang lebih memalukan adalah mereka ya tidak menjadi pembangkang yang lebih efektif. Mereka hanya tahu menghasut, mereka hanya tahu menggunakan sentimen bangsa dan agama. Tidak lain tidak bukan berpolitik sepanjang masa di dalam parlimen juga. Dan geng-geng penghasut pula asyik menyerang Perdana Menteri kita, sahabat-sahabat semua. Ya, jadi kita harap ya Perdana Menteri kita sentiasa dilindungi, kemudian kesehatan yang kuat ya untuk mengemudi negara kita yang kini berada pada landasan yang tepat. Jadi sekali lagi sahabat semua, saya ingin membawakan anda untuk mendengar ya ucapan daripada Perdana Menteri kita dalam satu majlis perasmian Malaysia Maritim Week 2024. Jadi tanpa membuang masa, ayo kita tonton bersama video ini.
To officiate our opening ceremony. And for that, ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Yang Hormat Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim, Prime Minister of Malaysia, to deliver his legal address and also to officiate his opening ceremony.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan salam sejahtera. Saudara Menteri Penangkutan, Anthony Lok Sufo, Kesugana, Saudara Muhammad Safwan, Dana, dan sama lagi eksekutif yang ada, Dr. Rajalingam, Pemimpin utama, dan rekan-rekan dari dalam dan luar negara. Seperti mana yang disebut oleh Menteri, ini satu kesempatan yang baik untuk kita berikan dukungan dan galakkan kepada industri maritime yang berkembang dan punya potensi yang sangat besar. Dan saya percaya dengan kehadiran rekan-rekan kita dapat melonjak kegiatan maritime di negara kita, karena sewajarnya sebagai negara maritime kita agak merasa sedikit besar kerana perkembangan industri itu tidak sealiran dan setimpal dengan kekuatan asas kita. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, we all know that Malaysia is an nation, and it's a phenomenal success story in terms of if looking at historical antecedents. We have vibrancy of ports in Malaya and the Malay states at that time, namely Malacca, emerging as a major maritime port in the region and recognized internationally. So when you talk about globalization, people tend to associate it as essentially Western invention, which is not true. Look at China, look at India, look at the Malay states in the past. Trade and engagement between countries has been very much globalized. And you find cities from Malacca to Batavia to Port Atau and Shanghai, Hong Kong, of course, Mumbai. They were known as international ports. So we actually inherit a system which is not alien in terms of vibrancy, because we talk about thousands of ships even in those days. But what we find lacking, unfortunately, is we are not able to compete and exploit, utilize the present resources, and innovate and improve the industry to be able to play a major role in the industry. So I think it is timely, therefore, it's alluded to by the minister, that the entire government, led by the Ministry of Transport, coordinate their efforts and give whatever is required to render the support so that the industry emerge as a stronger force and maritime business becoming more resilient, because shipping must continue to be considered as the bloodline that supports connectivity, which is an essential part of global trade. Now, I think it's more than 80%, almost 90% of Malaysia's export are done by sea transport or the maritime industry, which means in terms of cost, it is more competitive, and fortunately is deemed to be competitive and efficient. And we are proud to say that ports like Port Klang and PTP and Penang, among those ports who are emerging to be more effective, competitive, and I believe with the support of the industry, we can then ensure that we're not only top 20, but probably under Minister Antonio, we can reach to top 10. Because we have the potential. What we need is the required support. Maybe the private sector must take the lead. And I can assure you, as part of the government, we need to do more. Yes, we have not given that sort of focus and emphasis in the past. And through Economy Madani and the new Industry Master Plan 2030, we will continue to establish good partnership with our neighbors and big trading partners, which we are fortunate to have, namely the United States, Europe, and China. Not many countries are fortunate to be in Malaysia, to be considered friendly to all these countries, and be part of APEC, CPP, and having excellent engagement with the United States and Europe, and now increasing bilateral trade relations with China. And in my meeting with the Russian Foreign Minister, I did indicate our interest to be part of BRICS. Now, the only consideration is, of course, trade, investments, and to be considered to be an independent country that can be used as a hub in terms of international trade between the West and the East. We have played that role in the past, and we should be able to be confident enough to determine our course of action, our priorities, our strategic interests, defined on our own terms. Now, this dynamic neutrality will certainly bear results, because as a trading nation, we need to increase foreign trade, and Malaysian ports should remain the center, the area that is most welcoming to all maritime industry, to all countries who would like to continue to trade with us. And I therefore would assure the participants that once we have to confront with the geopolitical challenges, we will maintain this route of fiercely independent and neutral, to be able to contain the negative forces and focus on what is considered to be our own priority and to protect the national interests. Now, the National Energy Transition Roadmap is our commitment. The government focused on building a greener economy, while the roadmap has set one key target for the maritime transport sector and call on participants to focus on this, because maritime transport sector, which is to have a low carbon fuel penetration of 40% by 2050, is considered to be one of the priorities. Now, consistent with this target, all the agencies and ministries, including Ministry of Finance, will have to adjust its policies, introduce new measures, even incentives, to make sure that the maritime industry can fully utilize and appreciate, and therefore to be seen to be emerging as a more formidable force in this region. So in our effort to both leverage global trends and to encourage investments into our country, it is imperative that we innovate. Now, so it is a challenge to the Malaysian maritime industry, because we do implement the Malaysian Maritime Single Window as a central digital database and common data source, an important step forward in the digitalization of the industry. So we'll make the adjustments. I concede, I don't claim to be a normal politician who say that we have done our best already. No, we have not done so. We are here to learn from your experience and expertise, and we will be prepared to make the necessary adjustments, because the industry must improve. Safety is paramount, and the industry must therefore emerge as a competitive force, which would certainly assist in the development of this country. Now, the IMO, the International Maritime Organization, has called upon its members to celebrate the World Maritime Day, now 50th anniversary of the International Convention for the Safety of Life at Sea. The IMO set the theme, navigating the future, safety first. Naturally, you are the experts, and you will have to then recommend what other measures that the Ministry of Transport, Maritime Division, the industry, and the government should do, including identification of SOLAS Convention, signifying ongoing commitment towards the betterment of safety for the life at sea. Now, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, it is encouraging, therefore, to see so many of you present, both in the industry and also having the expertise. And the National Maritime Week will, of course, allow more of our citizens, particularly the young, to be able to be exposed to the experience and the contribution and understand all facets of the industry. So thank you again, Wabilok, Secretary General and the Association, for taking this opportunity, and as alluded to earlier by Minister Lok, my presence there to give and to lend the support and the commitment, and to acknowledge the fact that more need to be done by the industry and by the government to ensure that we are able to excel in our efforts. Thank you very much. Terima kasih.
Thank you, please remain on stage for the next proceedings. Meanwhile, I'd like to invite all of the distinguished guests to be on stage to accompany
Alright,
Yang
itu
Berhormat
dia
for-
ucapan daripada Perdana Menteri kita Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim sebentar tadi, sahabat semua. Soalnya kita harap para walaun-walaun TIT ya faham ya dengan mesej yang disampaikan oleh Perdana Menteri kita itu. Kerana kita tahu ya salah satu syarat ya untuk menjadi walaun-walaun TIT ini adalah harus kena jadi dangkal, bangang dan sebagainya. Alright. Jadi apa yang cuba disampaikan oleh Perdana Menteri adalah katanya dia meluncurkan ataupun merasmikan Minggu Maritim Malaysia tahun 2024, dan dia katakan ya dengan 90% perdagangan Malaysia adalah melibatkan industri maritim dan perkapalan, maka penting penglibatan oleh pemain industri serta dukungan kerajaan bagi memastikan industri maritim di Malaysia menjadi cekap, berkesan serta berdaya saing agar pelabuhan negara dapat diletakkan dalam kalangan 10 terbaik di peringkat global. Jadi itu antara kenyataan ya dan juga intipati. Ya, selain itu Datuk Seri juga menambah bahawa negara seperti ekonomi negara, ekonomi madani, induk perindustrian baharu dan khususnya pelan hala 7 peralihan tenaga, kerajaan telah menetapkan satu sasaran utama, iaitu penggunaan bahan api rendah karbon sampai 40% menjelang tahun 2050 dalam pengangkutan marim. Jadi hanya melalui kerjasama di antara pemain industri dan kerajaan mampu melonjak keseluruhan prestasi negara dalam industri ini. Itu antara intipati ya ucapan Perdana Menteri kita sebentar tadi. Jadi sekiranya sahabat semua ingin memberikan sebarang komen, pandangan ya apa yang dikatakan dalam ucapan Perdana Menteri kita tadi, jadi anda boleh berikan komennya di dalam ruangan komen. Jadi terima kasih. Izinkan saya untuk mengundurkan diri dan seperti biasa peribahasa mengatakan tapapun kangkap 2 tahun keinginan. Dalam bahasa Melayunya tepuk dada tanya selera. Sekian saja daripada Alright Nampak Channel. Kita berjumpa lagi. Bye bye.